top 10 cool mini-series in one brief that you might have missed. I'm glad to see you on my channel, and I want to tell you about exciting mini-series that can greatly touch your feelings and from which you experience many different emotions. I tried very hard with the selection, and I will be grateful for your support. Sit back and enjoy watching, and I also hope you enjoy my perfect pronunciation. When They See Us, a very tough and touching to the very depths of the Soul series based on real events, and this makes his story even more amazing. The plot tells about how 5 teenagers, African Americans and Mexican from Harlem, were sentenced to prison terms for the brutal rape of a white girl, which they didn't commit, but only because they were in the wrong place, in the wrong time, and their whole life turned into hell. The cast did an excellent job. Top 5 of Central Park picked up so that they look like their real characters, and it's a pleasure to look at them. This series managed to analyze in detail many social, legal, moral problems in 4 episodes, but the main one is the problem of lies. The court and jury must ask questions, but who needs the truth if a lie is more convenient? After all, the false picture is exactly what we want it to be. Such masterpieces cannot be conveyed in words. The series will not leave nobody indifferent. Waco, an amazing drama series and also based on real events. The story of tense bloody confrontation between the Secretariat and the FBI, which lasted 51 days. Taylor Kitsch, who heads the SEC, brilliantly presented on the screen a kind of inconspicuous rock star and extravagant egoist in one person who has a good gift for suggestion and skillfully quotes the Bible. In this series, there is not a single random character. Each played an important role in this merciless game. The creators, in addition to the coverage of the infamous events, wanted to convey to the audience how stupid and senseless is the eternal confrontation between politics and religion, between which ordinary people constantly have to suffer. The last episode, in which the assault unfolds on the 51st day of the siege, develops suspense to the maximum and causes a hell of strong feelings and emotions. This series consists of only 6 episodes. The Night Of, definitely one of the best miniseries crime dramas. After a story night with a stranger, the guy wakes up with her corpse at his side, and all the accusations fall on him. This is an action-packed chronicle of one crime on an example of which the US judiciary is investigated. The psychologism, atmosphere, and acute empathy of the main character, who gets into the most nightmarish alteration in his life because of a stupid party, are mesmerizing. In addition to the exciting, thoughtful plot and decent acting, it is worth nothing the high quality camera work, and there is also a great atmosphere, and there is something to think about in this series. Chernobyl, British series of 5 episodes. It's obvious from the title that the series is based on real events, and this is definitely the best series about the tragedy at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, with full immersion in the ongoing event, and each episode deeply conveys the atmosphere of what happened and will make you worry. This is possibly the third scenes in the technogenic horror genre that scares without any monsters, scares with invisible radiation, especially after imposing the sounds of real nuclear power plants. The work on the series has been done colossal, and it is sometimes really scary to watch it. This is an outstanding series about the peaceful atom, the state, lies, and folk heroism. Time. British crime drama with Sean Bean from 3 episodes. Here, a prisoner and the tailor are fighting for survival. Sean Bean's protagonist is sentenced to 4 years for negligent homicide, and jail time is completely alien to him. And when one of the most dangerous prisoners finds out his weak point, Eric is faced with an impossible choice between his own principles and the safety of his family, and he will have to make very dangerous and tough decisions. Sean Bean is magnificent here. He is organic, sincere in his words and facial expressions. The secondary actors are well chosen, especially those who play experienced inmates. You believe them. This is a very atmospheric prison picture filled with horror and cruelty. It is very vital and has every chance to hook you to the core.
Wait! You're fucked.
Wayne. Reckless youth series, the main character being a teenager is not afraid to go into a fight with any opponent. He's straightforward, sometimes naive, and the furious beast wakes up in him at the sign of the injustice of our cruel world. And the world that is showing in these cool 10 episodes is really very cruel. 16 years old, Wayne rides a motorcycle from Boston to Florida to retrieve his father's old Pontiac, which was stolen before his death. Almost everyone we see on screen wants to injure our hero. But besides the enemies, he also has a cool girlfriend, just as crazy as he is. And also a school principal who hates children and a mysterious policeman with multifaceted motives. And they are one of those who see Wayne as a good lost guy. There is a lot of good old black humor in this series. The cocktail turned out to be bitter, invigorating and tasty in its own way. Tabula Rasa, psychedelic thriller detective with a very unexpected outcome. The main character is a young woman who lost her memory after an accident, and every day she lives from scratch, not remembering anything about herself until one day she becomes involved in the disappearance of a person. The series develops slowly and gradually introduced us to the characters, developing the plot and pumping up intrigues. It gains momentum, envelops and involves us in the world of the heroine and helps psychological puzzle which we have to solve during the film. And when you have sort of completed the puzzle, they show you that all is not what it seems. In the end, the storyline begins to delight the viewer with unexpected twists and turn in the spirit of the best modern detective stories. The Queen's Gambit. I don't believe that it is possible to make a film or TV series about chess that is no less spectacular than about racing, boxing, or the same football. Then this series will pleasantly surprise you. It's turned out that chess can also be a dynamic and exciting spectacle, and this is so far the best thing that has been filmed on this topic. And what besides sports? The third thing that catches your eye in the great sense of style of everyone who has responsible for the picture, American 60s style in all its glory. The atmosphere is created by a huge number of small details shooting during tournaments. Beautiful scenery and costumes are especially good. The main character, Anna Taylor-Joy, captivates with her look, manners, and calmness, with her interesting story and difficult childhood. Even the darkest moments, of which there are not many, the series remains cozy and damn beautiful. The whole plot is twisted in the form of a great chess game, and I warn you that there may be an irresistible desire to play it yourself. Scenes from a Marriage. This miniseries is one of those that will perfectly replace the best psychoanalyst in a difficult situation. It's about the unique bond between the people that brings them together even after a divorce. The series is largely for a modern man, a wonderful session of psychotherapy for those who consider a woman the goal of their life. this is a false target. If a man doesn't have his own business, his own life, then complete immersion in a woman in the end breaks him. And women don't live with broken men. The heroes of series are complex, ambiguous, and understandable to every viewer, personalities living and real. And this is the greatest merit of the acting duet of Jessica Chastain and Oscar Isaac. Absolutely, the entire existence of the project is based on the shoulders of this tandem. This is a stunning performance in its acting power and dedication. Nothing superfluous, only two characters, an amazing script and directing skills. But there is so much dramatic suspense that it will not be tapped in several films. It turned out to be a heavy emotional story about people madly in love with each other, but giving at the end a ray of hope, even if it's weak and not fully understood. And I will end with a series for horror lovers, The Haunting of Hill House. One of the best series in this genre, which tells how a family with 5 children in the early 90s moves into an old mansion in the forest, a place that holds many secrets. I would like to highlight 3 main adventures on the series. Firstly, they met really frightening scenes which have not happened for a long time, and lately almost all horror films are not scary. The second is an excellent acting and staging. For example, there are cool scenes shot in one shot like in every expensive movies. Thirdly, the series has its own atmosphere, which is gradually addictive. The world of The Haunting of Hill House is voluminous and filled with mysterious sun and strange events. Fear and tension don't leave for a second. I advise all fans of the genre and those who like the slow and detailed development of history and not rivers of blood and solid action. I would be glad if you found an interesting series for yourself. Be sure to write what you saw and like from this miniseries, or write your favorite series. I will be grateful for the recommendations, and I will be pleased if you like and support this video. Until we meet again, and have a good month.